Wait, we're finishing this already? Hey everyone, welcome to Princess Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we're here for episodes 4-7 of Lance-Dur. And yeah, the question I posed um in the cold open there is something you might be thinking too, watching this or seeing this even just pop up. You may be thinking like, wait, I thought you were doing 2 episodes a week, which means this week should be 4 and 5, and then 6 and 7 next week, right? Well, I changed my mind. I changed my mind, and the answer or the reason is pretty simple. See, yesterday we finished off Sandland. Tomorrow, we're going to be finishing off Kid Cosmic, season 2. So I felt like it would just make more sense to get all of these things between Tuesday and Thursday finished off at the same time. That way I can edit the banner, the channel banner, and the on-screen banner at the same time. And have it just kind of set up for that. Make it more simple. Because otherwise it's like, oh, I have to edit it after the Thursday stuff, and then next week I'm going to have to edit it again. And it's just like, I don't want to do that. I'm being lazy. Let me be lazy, okay? I'd rather just do it all at once rather than have to do it 2 weeks in a row. So that's what we're going to do. And so that just means we're doing 4 episodes today, which is the equivalent of 2 normal length episodes. So it's not that big a deal. It's not like a huge amount more than normal. But yeah, it's basic. It also basically means we're doing half of the season today. There's not a perfect split because there's 7 episodes, but you know. So we're just continuing to follow the journey. They're kind of in like a cave of wonders situation right now, and shit's gone downhill because, excuse me, Lance's son has grabbed a gem because, you know, cave of wonders situation. If you've seen Disney's Aladdin, you understand. And it kind of ended off on that cliffhanger without really revealing what's about to happen or how bad it's about to get. But last episode we also had sex. And not just sex, like it was like in a drawing on the son's in the son's logbook, but it was very like pornographic material, let's just say. So yeah, I wasn't expecting that. But I was told it's like, yeah, just in general, this series is like more adult oriented than even Whack Fu and everything, and it's like I can see that. Though Whack Fu has a lot of value for adults and everything. It has some serious natured stuff to it and everything, but I could see Waifu also being fine for like teens and stuff. And again, Dofus is definitely more in line with younger audiences. So it's like each of these 3 series has a different demographic that it kind of leans towards. And I think that works out fine. I think that's a good idea. Now, I'm fine with nudity and sex and stuff. Obviously, I've watched plenty of stuff with that kind of thing in it. I just wasn't expecting that. For it to be so blatant and in your face. And again, it didn't like show on screen like tits or dick or anything, but you saw the outline of it. You saw the shadowed outline of it, and you saw the, you know, rudimentary drawings of it. And it's just like, oh, okay. That is a thing that we just did. But yeah, this adventure continues. Just continuing journey to get back these children from Lance's ex. I assume one of these episodes is probably going to go into their backstory and everything that happened with them, because it kind of has to, right? Like, not telling us their backstory would just be a mistake. We have to find out what happened to them, because that's going to kind of inform us into why she's taken these kids now. Not just her grandchild, but all of the kids. Why she's basically wreaking havoc on this kingdom. You know, all this shit going on. So, yeah. I'm definitely excited and interested to see where this goes, though. But before we get this started, I do want to remind you all that we have a lot of great content to check out on this channel. And just as a reminder, I won't be changing this banner here until after I, finish Kid Cosmic Season 2 tomorrow. So, yeah, it's going to still show some outdated stuff. But between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions. And on Monday, we have YouTube, or at least YouTube adjacent reactions. Shorts, specials, miniseries that don't have a lot of episodes, or just YouTube content. Anything that doesn't quite fit into a regular series or movie reaction goes in this slot. And speaking of movie reactions, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. I pre-record them during the week and upload them on the weekend, just so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on for it. We also have a couple Let's Plays currently going on, and that starts with Spider-Man 2, which has now become an everyday thing. New parts will be posted every day up to the end of the playthrough, because I have finished recording for this series. So it's just a matter of getting it all up now in time for you guys to start seeing the next Let's Play that's going to come. Though that's going to be pre-recorded in advances and all as well. So look forward to more Spider-Man every day. But we're also playing through Anno Mutationum on Saturdays. This is a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in June Double Reward Month PS5. All one search, and it should lead you to the correct video that'll tell you everything you need to know on how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. So, all of that being said, thank you so much, as always, for tuning in, and let's get this going. So when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Yeah, go to the description below. I know what I said. Follow the links to the reaction, because yes, we do redirect all reactions on this channel. I understand you don't want to have to click all these extra links just to get to the reaction. It's annoying, it's a lot of work, and you want to get these as quick as possible. But on the plus side, it's only one link per video. You just go down the description below, click it, takes you right to the page. That's all you need to worry about. And you know how YouTube's copyright system is. It's pretty shitty. And because of that, the reason I do this is because I want to avoid the possibility of stuff like copyright strikes, or God forbid, a channel termination. I've dealt with that before, do not want to deal with it again. To keep everything safe, I do push all reactions off to another site. And like I said, it's just one click. And on the other plus side, this does allow me to give you all, every single one of you, the full unedited reaction completely free. That's right. You get to see the full reaction with no edits, no cuts, unless there is like some issue that happens that means I had to cut it, which is rare. It almost never happens, but unless that does happen, it's full and uncut completely. You get to see the full reaction either way, no matter what. And I think that's pretty great, because not every reaction channel can do that, for some very valid reasons, some good reasons. But I do pride myself on being a reaction channel that can give that to you. You don't have to pay anything, you don't have to subscribe to a Patreon, you don't even have to sync up your own copy. Which, that's kind of unusual that you don't have to do at least one of those things. And like I said, I pride myself on being able to do that for you all, and I hope you guys enjoy the full unedited reactions. But after you watch them, you can come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after fades to black and then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will not only contain spoilers to the episodes, but just my general thoughts on the episodes, on the series, on maybe some various things related to the channel. You never know. Plus, in this case, I'll be talking about what's going to replace this and everything. So, always worth continuing to check out. That being said, let's just get into it. So, for now, I'm Connie, and I will see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So I'm just going to start with this right off the bat. The one thing I think that this could have done to make it better is there should have been backstory on Lance and Belladon. Like, outside of just some exposition that was given. A lot of that exposition of which was, gaslighting. But I feel like if they had one more episode, 8 instead of 7, not only would it just feel better to have an even number, one more episode, like right before this one, that gave, like, the entire episode would be backstory that just, talked about Lance and Belladon's relationship and everything. And I understand that the recontextualization of everything with the ending reveal kind of made it so that everything we thought we knew about Belladon and all was wrong. And I understand that, like, having that backstory at that point, like, wouldn't have really made a lot of sense unless Belladon was still going to be the bad guy. But I still think it would have been nice to see. I still would have liked to know more about that relationship and everything. But that twist there at the end, like I said, it recontextualizes everything. It changes the entire series. Because we find out that this journey wasn't to get the kids back, because the kids were fine. The kids were being well taken care of. They were being loved. It's like there was nothing wrong. This entire journey was one last adventure for Lance and his friends. And the one downside for this, and it kind of goes into, like, Lance telling his son and everything, it's like, I should hate you, but I'm thankful and everything. It's like, he only found this out, like, at the very end of the journey. So he watched his friends die, thinking they were just, dying and sacrificing themselves and shit. And it's like, do you know the amount of pain he went through? It's like, that almost feels kind of cruel to put him through all of that pain. But obviously the recontextualization of everything probably made him feel a lot better in the end. To find out that his friends were all in on this, that because of their illnesses, mental or physical, they wanted to die, heroes, legends, rather than go out via a heart attack, depression, or blindness and whatnot. They wanted to die as the heroes they lived as. It shows kind of their will and their strength of spirit and whatnot. And I still think it was a little fucked up to trick him and put him on this journey that was, not really, like, this, not really what he thought, and to, trick him into thinking his friends are just dying, just to die and everything, and to give their lives and all. But still. There's also the fact that the demon, I forgot what its name is at this point. I'm not great with names. But the demon is something that was entirely real. And the reason that that was brought into this last adventure was so that Lance could get his revenge and all of the friends could get their revenge. Because Agar knew that that was their one biggest regret left in the world. That was almost kind of the entire point of the journey. It wasn't to get the kids back because, again, they were fine. It wasn't to face Belladon because she was just good. Just good and nice and kind of wholesome. It was to face down and defeat this demon that had taken their beloved friend all those years ago. And he got his revenge for not only him, but for all of his beloved friends. They died as heroes. They died as legends, knowing that their revenge was gotten. That they were successful in avenging Cadence. And that's beautiful. That's very emotionally resonant. Because it's like, it's kind of a tale of vengeance in a way, but it's more so a tale of love. Everything was about love. Agard's reason for doing this was because of how much he loved his father and wanted him to have a proper heroic end. Belladon joined in on the plan and pretended to be bad because she still loved him. She loved Lance, she loved their son, she loved her grandson, her grandchild. I think it's a daughter. I believe Ozzy is a daughter. Ozzy is usually a masculine name, at least in the U.S. So it's like, I've been saying grandchild a lot of times because I've been kind of unsure. But I think every time it refers to Ozzy, it uses like she, her pronouns. So, but yeah, it's like, and love was fueling all of the friends as well. They sacrificed themselves because of love, because they loved each other. And they wanted that to be their last memory. The love and the adventure that they shared together. And not just like the romantic love between obviously Bist and Moosh, even though that was so fucking sweet. It's like it gave me diabetes. Like, goddamn, those two are like couple goals. But it's just like the friend love that they shared. Because love isn't just romantic. Remember, the Greeks had a shit ton of words for love. It's not just romantic. Love can showcase in many different ways. You can definitely have love for your friends. You have familial love. You have the love like a mother has for her baby and stuff. Love is a very like base term for a lot of different specific emotions. And their love is what pushed them into this. All of them. And in the end, Lance died being absolutely filled with that love. Being overwhelmed with that love. And he died happy. He died happy. He died content. He had the best final days that he could have possibly had. And I think that there's a certain beauty to that. I really think there is. And when he, defeated the demon and you saw like Cadence's soul go free, it's like that was emotional. Because we saw those flashbacks with Cadence in the cave and everything. And how she chose to stay behind and sacrifice herself so they could escape. It's like we when we saw her soul going free, it was the culmination of that entire last regret that they had. That one thing that was, they were still holding on to. Because Cadence was their beloved friend too, all of them. And she was killed. Murdered. Pretty gruesomely too. Like being impaled by the giant ass blade through her chest that like took up pretty much the entirety of her torso. Then being pulled back and already like in the process of dying, having her soul sucked out of her body. It's like, Jesus, that was graphic. It's like, my God. And then right after, you have Charlie try to stand up against him and then ends up dying of a heart attack. And you see the demon just like walk right on by, and it's like, Jesus. Honestly, that was probably my favorite episode of the series. Just being completely honest, it probably was. Because of how intense and scary and emotional it was. And it's almost a little ironic. Like they all obviously didn't want to die of the afflictions that they were going through, but Charlie kind of did. Like he had 3 heart attacks in the last year, and then he actually dies of a heart attack. Like that is actually what does him in. The only thing that makes it better is that he did stay behind to heroically let them continue on the journey. That's what made him die as a legend, what made him die as a hero. Not the way he actually, passed, but his actions that led to his passing. Because the heart attacks, you could see his heart was having palpitations throughout the episode because of the fear and because of the intense situation. And his final heart attack was just due to the stress of the impending fight. He basically did die from the heroic action. It's just the heroic action caused the heart attack that killed him, And then it's interesting. The one suffering from depression, Bist, always came across as kind of the most positive. And in her dying moments, fought her hardest to make sure everyone else survived. And the one who, gave up his life, the one who actually, committed suicide, was Moosh, sacrificing himself to die alongside her. And his issue was blindness, and I think we saw that a couple times. I think we saw that he was having some sight issues, but it never, like, really heavily focused on it. It was, like, these kind of little, like, side things that you just notice. And it's... His kind of thing didn't have an ironic death at all, like, even with Bist. Like, it's not like they traded ironic deaths or anything. Though, one of her eyes was blackened. She did get, like, really fucked up in one of her eyes. So, I guess maybe there is kind of, like, a switch up there. Like, one of her eyes got kind of fucked up, and, he lost one of his eyes in the past. So, kind of matching there a little bit. Not quite to the same degree, but still. And then he died again, committing suicide to die with her. And that caused, them to kind of almost in a way switch places. You could almost say that. And then, of course, Lance died via heroic battle. Defeating the demon that had plagued the mines and, guilt-ridden memories of him and his friends for, like, 3-4 decades. And he finally got his revenge for all of them. This series could have been longer. It could have had more to it. And I kind of feel like there could have been maybe... there might have been some hints to the reveal during this season. and I might just not have realized. If any of you watching could like let me know if there were any hints that I missed that would make a lot more sense with context and all now. Yeah, let me know. But yeah, it's I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but that'd be pretty cool if that's the case. But I think that we should have seen at least backstory with Belladon too. Like, because up until the very end, we did still think she was the main antagonist, and it's like we should have had some backstory to that outside of, again, exposition. We should have had something shown. It didn't have to be a lot, but something. Like, I was talking about it like a full episode dedicated to it. Maybe not, but still something. And while the recontextualization of everything does help with that, I feel like we should have still seen some backstory there. Hell, backstory that could have even let us in on the idea that maybe she wasn't as bad as, like, we were being told and stuff. But yeah. Very, very good series nonetheless. Not perfect, but still very good. I really enjoyed it. If I were to compare it to Whack Fu, I'd still say I like Whack Fu better. Just, although I really did like this, I'm, after 4 seasons, more invested in the characters, the stories, the world of Whack Fu. It's just like, that's just going to happen. It's like, there's really no way to get around that. But in general, I think Whack Fu also is just more my speed. I'm glad this episode wasn't too long, or this series wasn't too long, though, because this is a very dark and depressing series. And a series like this, I feel like if it went on too long, or if it had even a normal length runtime, and it was still 7 episodes, I feel like it could have been a lot harsher. And I feel like it could have like brought down my mood a little more. Because there are certain points in these episodes that did actually get to me a little bit, that did actually bother me a little. But yeah, just overall, I still think it's very good. And I'm very happy with how it ended. So, now the question comes down to what's going to replace this. Well, I have already said that once we had finished Whack Fu, we were going to go back to Pulse series on Wednesday. But then I decided to do Lance-Dur for a few weeks before we got back to that, because I got the episodes and everything, got with the subtitles, so it was easy to get to. It was easy to handle. I was able to get to it and do it pretty quickly. I mean, we only did 3 weeks, so we're not going back to doing Tangled the series yet. As I've stated in the past, I want to take a break from that before I give it another chance. I don't want to like go back into that too quickly, because it's like I wasn't enjoying it, and I want to like give it a good enough level of a breather. So we are going to go into at least one more pull series first, depending on how things go. Now, we've done a couple different types of pull series on the channel before. We've done regular pull series where it's just like, oh, I give you a few shows, you choose from those. We've also done donation reward pull series where it's like, oh, here's 3 donation rewards that have yet to be chosen. Choose between those. And I think that was a great idea to bring in, because it allowed us to get to another donation reward series during the week, and allowed us to get to some things that might have taken a little longer otherwise, based on what you guys wanted to see. And so I think it might be a fun idea to do that again, but with another kind of, how do I put it? Another kind of type of series that we do on the channel. So as you know, we have different kinds of reaction series on the channel. Like I said, we have the donation reward series. We have first impressions continuations. We have stuff that's just my choice. But we have something else that's sort of in a my choice category, but also can just cover, like, just in general its own category. And that is continuing series. whether they're shows that I've begun long time ago and just haven't gotten back to, or whether they're long running series that it just takes me a while to get through because there's so many seasons, and it's just like I don't want to react to it all at once, and so it just takes me a while. It's like that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be touching on with this poll. And just letting you know, of course, the poll will be up on the community section, the community tab of the channel. So go to the community tab of the channel and you can vote on the poll. But yeah, this poll will be for continuing series. We're going to have 3 options here for shows that I have started in the past and that for one reason or another have been on hold for a notable amount of time, or or just like, longer running series that I just haven't gone back to again yet. And I think I found the perfect 3 that kind of are in almost the same wheelhouse. I mean, like, in a way, they're very different shows. Like, you watch one of them, it's not quite the same experience as watching the others. But they almost kind of feel like they're the same, like, era of animation, you know what I mean? And I think they kind of are. Though I think one is, like, quite a bit older than the other 2. That being said, so here's going to be our 3 shows. Once again, these are continuing shows. These are shows that you will vote on for the poll. Once again, poll will be in the community tab of the channel. And these are ones that we would be continuing, either from where we left off in a season, from the next season that we haven't done yet, so on and so forth. So the first option is we would be continuing Hilda Season 2. We started Hilda Season 2, got about halfway through, and then put it on hold and just haven't gone back to it yet. So Hilda Season 2, continuing that for the second half of the season, is option 1. Option 2 is Season 8 of Adventure Time. We did Season 7 a bit back, and I actually really liked the season, especially with Stakes being in it. So yeah, we have Hilda Season 2, second half, Adventure Time Season 8, and something that's been a lot longer of a time since we've reacted to, OKKO Let's Be Heroes Season 3. So those are our 3 options. All 3 will be on the poll. Vote for whichever one you want to see the most. I'll probably put up another video for anyone who doesn't actually watch the Lance-Dur reactions and wants to know what's going to be the next poll. In fact, I usually do another, make a poll announcement video anyway. But those are the 3 options. I think it's 3 very good options. Like I said, they're all kind of in the same kind of category of animated series. Like OKKO and Adventure Time have some similar humor to them. And while Hilda definitely has a very different kind of humor, it still feels like it's in that same wheelhouse, doesn't it? Like, it fits more with Adventure Time and OKKO than it does with, like, Owl House and Amphibia and Ghost and Molly McGee and Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Those 4 are all kind of their own kind of era of animation as well. And Hilda, I feel, fits more in this kind of block. But those are our choices. Those are our choices for this poll. Like I said, it'll be on the community tab, so you can go there and vote. And please, please vote. Please vote. I want to get as many votes as we can just to make it as fair as possible as to what the winner is going to be. But in the meantime, before we end this off, I do want to remind you all once again that we have a lot of great content on the channel. Between Monday and Friday, we have a plethora of awesome series reactions, and on Monday specifically, we have YouTube reactions. Anything that doesn't quite fit in to full series or movie reactions goes here. So it's not just YouTube, but YouTube adjacent as well. And speaking of movie reactions, though, we have those every Saturday and Sunday. They're pre-recorded during the week, but uploaded on the weekend, so that every day has some sort of reaction content going on for it. We also have a couple Let's Plays on the channel. Spider-Man 2, we upload new parts to that every single day. And Animutationum is uploaded on Saturdays. Animutationum is also a donation reward Let's Play for Matthew Vasquez. And if you want to know how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play, go to the channel search, and type in All one search, June double reward month PS5. It should take you to the correct video that will tell you everything you need to know on how to donate for a future PS5 Let's Play. But that being said, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. And for now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.